everybody. How are you doing? Welcome to Football Miami TV. I am Peter Brown. Thanks so much for joining us. And looks like we've got some people in the chat. A lot to talk about tonight. Some upsetting things to talk about because of that last game, but also some positive things to talk about tonight. And of course, I don't do this alone. So let's please welcome on our buddy, our friend, our pal, Uncle Ed. As soon as I can get it working. There it goes. Hey, Ed, how you doing?
Oh, Peter, that game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was bad.
Oh. Well, welcome, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Man, we're just, I don't, should we even talk about the game? Maybe we should just skip over.
I mean, we got to talk about it a little bit. It was bad, but we'll get to all that shortly. But, first, if you're in the chat, make sure you say hello, and we'll welcome you in just a minute. But there's lots to talk about this week. We've got that horrible loss we got to talk about. We got to talk about a win, which was XBTO. So we'll talk about that tonight a little bit. See if anybody in the chat or has any kind of understanding of cryptocurrency. And kind of, I did some studying, but I'm still lost. So we'll talk about that. I'm lost too. And then also we got to, it's been official now that our crack research that we did here last week on the ownership group was accurate. So you heard it here first when we did our book scandal. It was like Bookgate,
It was the books that gave it all away and confirmed everything, Peter.
Right.
Brown.
So we'll talk about Chlore and our thoughts about Chlore.
Can they give us the books?
I don't know where are those books, but we'll talk about Chlore as well tonight as that he is officially out along with Masayoshi Son. If I said that name right, at least I won't have to say that name anymore. So
Masa-san.
Masa-san. Right, that's easier.
Yeah.
But was it right? Is it Masayoshi Son?
Yes, you got it right.
All right.
Masayoshi.
All right. So we're going to talk about all that tonight, and of course, if you want to leave a voicemail, we'll throw that voicemail number up in just a minute. And you can leave us a voicemail or get busy in the chat. You could talk amongst yourselves, and we will also, answer some of the chats as we see them come in. So, welcome everybody. And let's first, before we get too far, welcome and thank you our sponsors, our buddies, our pals, Caneswear. Caneswear right now is busy, but they're busy with Miami Hurricane stuff. But they still have a really nice selection of Inter Miami gear there. They've got nice, prices on their Inter Miami gear as well. It's a little bit cheaper than what you'll find at the stadium. I know just, that raincoat, that pink raincoat that I have, I got it for like $10 less at Caneswear. So go to Caneswear in Davie. And if it's too far for you to drive, no problem. Go to caneswear.com. Use FMTV 10. And you'll get 10% off. Or if you just go to the store, mention FMTV, and they'll give you a discount as well. So thanks so much to Caneswear.
All right. Well, that's where we get all our stuff at Caneswear, guys. So go there, and I get them online. Because now I'm even farther. I'm by the zoo, Peter. No more Doral for me.
Did you notice Uncle Ed is not living in his car anymore? Nope. People were getting concerned, Ed. I think people were reaching out, offering.
Some people were asking. Yeah, they were going to do a what's that called? That
a GoFundMe to help.
They were, man. I should have gotten it anyways. That way, I could have gotten a new car or something. But thanks, guys, for being concerned. I am now in a new place where I have technically a laundry / garage / studio. Room now that I'm going to use to meet up with Peter every Sunday. And I'm going to finally start doing videos again in Spanish, Peter. This is what I needed.
Don't make me promises you can't keep.
I'm going to do it now. I'm going to do it.
Well, good. But, what I'm curious is at any point during the show, that means we could potentially hear the dryer go off. Possibly you might need to fold some, sheets while you're doing the show.
Yeah, my all my Inter Miami, gear that I have is washing right now. So if you guys see me folding it up, it's because of that, and my Southern Legion stuff.
All your
See, I got
black
my
and
old
pink
Southern
undies.
Legion shirt on
Yeah.
from back in the day, so that's the only thing I got clean right now. So
And Ed, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you're known as and we'll welcome everybody in a second, but Endo here says Dural's favorite uncle in downtown Peter Brown's. What's up, lads? I don't know if you're downtown. I don't know if you're Dural's favorite uncle anymore.
I don't know. Well, let's just call me South Florida's uncle now. How's that?
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
if you hear a baby in the background, it's a grandkid, the little one.
Yeah, well,
if
okay.
You guys hear it.
That's okay. Everybody's got families, That's like, now that we're in this COVID world, right? And so many of us are working from home and maybe still working from home. I mean, I am. Yeah. My wife is.
Must be nice. Be nice.
Yeah, it is actually. So many people, you're doing like your important meetings. And next thing you know, there's a bouncing baby on somebody's lap. It's just the way the world is now. So I mean, why should FMTV be? Why should this channel be any different than, say, your busy business meetings that you may or may not have?
That's true. But Peter, let's go and say hello to people. There's a lot of people in the
all right, let's do it right now. Are you ready?
Yeah, we've got Esteban Dido.
Yes, sir.
Esteban Dido. Wow, yeah. Baldwin, is that a 4? My Roman numerals are terrible.
Yes.
Good old Baldwin. He's always supporting us. B King. How's it going, B? The good old B. We got Bruno Panizo. Bruni 2589. How you doing, buddy? He's the brother. Yes, he is the brother of Franco Panizo, who does the what are they called? I forget their name.
But Miami Total Football, I think.
Miami Total Football, and he's always on top of stuff. I'm always watching his stuff, so head on over there too,
Good
guys.
Friend of the show, and always you got to read everything he does.
He knows what he's doing. He's an actual journalist, not like and me.
We're just opinionated. We're just we're just your fans that got thoughts and opinions. He actually does the work.
Put it on video.
He does the work.
He knows what he's doing. We don't. We got Jose Velasquez. How you doing, Jose? Good old Jose. He was, I think, one of the guys that wanted to do the GoFund for me. Thanks, bud.
Oh, there you go.
We've got that one guy who left us hanging this time. That one Eric Thomas.
Oh yeah, the guy that drove all the way down here and went to visit Mickey Mouse instead.
He did. He preferred Mickey Mouse. He forgot about us. I thought we were pals. I was
talked about going to see a game with us. I mean, I saved him a ticket and everything.
You saved him a ticket, man. Wow, I remember that. But yeah, Eric Thomas.
Sell out.
Yeah. We got Mighty Justin with the X's going in there. Yeah, Mighty Justin, what's up, bud? We can't have a show without Judge Dredd the Law. He's always on here, always talking about the cafecitos, Cafe Bustelo.
Yep.
And talk about Cafecitos, one world, one goal. She's always on here. We've known her forever. And I'm not saying that she's old. No, I'm just saying that we've known her forever. And who else we got? Jet Pancake, one of your favorites, Peter Brown. And let's see. They've got a conversation going. We got Endo in here as well.
Yeah, we mentioned him before. Yep.
We did? Okay. Did I mention Kata?
I'm not sure, but let's do it.
But let's mention Kata. How you doing, Carter? And Miami Mac. How's it going, Miami Mac?
Does that mean he works on a Mac? Like he's got a Macintosh computer?
It could be, man. I don't know. Or he likes McDonald's. Get it? McDonald's. Never mind.
I think he's higher.
That didn't work out too well. Yeah. So that's it for now, guys. Be sure to, leave us a comment down there or get on the chat and let us know what's up. And Peter's going to put that number if you guys want to call up. We always accept your thoughts and we appreciate it because sometimes we have nothing to talk about. But Peter knows, Peter can talk. Peter's a talker. He can do a show by himself and talk to himself. I've
done it before.
You've got that ability, man. That's your mutant power.
I've done it before.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I'm a big fan of talk radio, and so I've always wanted to do some stuff like this. So let's have fun with it, right?
Yeah. All right, Peter. Let's get to the nitty gritty, man. Dude, I really don't want to talk about that last game. I thought the game before where we barely won was a terrible game.
Yeah.
Well, this game topped it off. And I'm telling you, if you guys didn't know, I work for FedEx, and I'm not supposed to, put videos on or anything. So I'm listening to the damn thing, and it was just pathetic.
Yeah, it was bad from the first kick, from the very beginning. They looked sluggish, they looked tired. The other, Red Bulls they just looked fast, and we were like running in quicksand. It was just that, to me, that was the biggest takeaway, is their speed. Not saying they're so much faster in a run, in a sprint per se, but just we touch the ball and there's guys on us instantly. They have no room, maybe Matuidi tries to do one of his turns to get space. Boom, they take it away from him. It was happening to everybody.
Yeah, we didn't do anything.
We had no possession. We couldn't keep the ball. Even our goalkeeper had a bad night. He didn't look good either. It was just nobody, not one person had a good game. You can't even say who the man of the match is. They were all bad. Nobody.
And I thought, okay, first half, they just had a bad first half. I'm like thinking, okay, they're going to come back in the second half, and they're going to come back. They've been doing it the last few games. Same thing. Nothing changed, Peter. It was the same stuff. It's what can we say?
Yeah, Baldwin's saying that Miami got cocky and slow on Friday. It's possible. It's possible. They definitely shouldn't be cocky because, they've been winning, but barely, right? And that's actually one of the things I was a little bit concerned about is during the post-game conference, the coach was asked a question about inconsistency. Was the question was, the play has been inconsistent. And he took offense to it a little bit and saying, what do you mean by inconsistency? We've been winning. And everybody in the room that was asking questions knew what the guy meant. Now, he didn't word the question that well, but, everybody knew what he meant. And he meant that, yes, they've been winning, but they have not been winning convincingly. They have not looked good winning. And so we always say, and, I've said it on this show that, a good team wins even when they're play poorly, right? They always say that's a good sign. A sign of a good team is even when you suck, you find a way to win. So we've sucked a lot and we found a way to win, but eventually that runs out. So the coach took, a little bit offense to the inconsistency thing. And I saw that as a problem. Like, yes, defend your players, but you got to admit, you got to know you're not winning well. And so, Bruno thinks that McCoon and Shea weren't that bad. I think McCoon was your best player. I think McCoon was probably your best player. I thought Shea was just as bad.
Yeah, you say McCoon did that one save right on the. That was pretty impressive.
That was impressive,
but after that, the rest of the guys, they were just terrible. Everybody was. You're right. Nobody was good this night.
Nobody, and they looked tired.
We're missing a lot of players. Now we're going to be missing a lot of players for the next game.
And that's part of the problem, is there is no depth because of injuries. I mean, the team has depth, but not because of injuries. They have nothing. And now, as we all know, so Figal gets his red card, and so he's out. LGP's out for too many yellows, I think. So he's out. So who do you put in the back? And that was the other thing that Coach Neville said, was that players are going to be asked to do things that they may have never been asked to do in their career and may never be asked to do again. And I know what he's talking about. He's talking about putting players that are not defenders in defense. That's obviously what he's talking about. So you might see someone like you. I have to look at the roster again to see who's available. He even talked about potentially pulling some people up from Fort Lauderdale, but he had to look to see what's allowed, right, with MLS rules and all that kind of stuff. So he needs to look and see what's allowed as far as who he could bring up, because they're just thin right now because of injuries and now cards. Who's playing in the defense, Ed? Who would you put in the defense?
Oh man, I don't know, dude. Right now, yeah, we're really hurting in the back now. We're losing. We're gonna lose LGP. We're gonna lose. Figal's also out. I mean, I don't know what we're gonna do, Peter. But maybe you want to pull up what Don Bear put up. He said something that might be something that might help us transition to the next part.
All right. I don't know where that is.
Don Bear, he put it on. He said something about it's the first game with sponsors at 7:14. Now maybe it's too far back
There it
right
is.
now.
I can do a search, and so I just did a search for.
Hmm.
So that means you're ready to change topic.
Yeah, because there's nothing good to talk about it.
I don't know.
But it might help us
still,
transition.
there's
to
still
the other
more.
one.
Well, let's just. But before we move on to that, is all right. Fine. Let's move on to that. So yeah,
Unless people want to talk about it.
the funny thing is this is the game that they were pulling out all the stops. So they had one of their larger crowds, so it was over 18,000 people in attendance, and we know that Inter Miami was pulling out all stops. They were doing some ticket giveaways, and they were definitely trying to put as many butts in seats as they possibly could. And in all honesty, the weather did not cooperate because it was a rainy day. Around my house, it was pouring up until game time. So that'll definitely scare people away, whether they have tickets or not. But it was as Don Bear is saying, it was the first game with sponsor on the shirt, and we lose so bad. So those sponsors are sitting there in their club seats, going, "What did we just do?"
Yeah, was it maybe a distraction? A lot of people were scratching their head. What is it? XBTO.
The
Who are these
XBTO,
guys?
yeah.
What did they do? Are they actually a cryptocurrency? That's a lot of. I had to ask around. I didn't know what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So at work, I was like, guys, have you ever heard of XBTO? And they're like, no. I was like, is it a coin?
Mm-hmm.
What is it? So a lot of people didn't know. And Peter, you did some research.
I did a little bit of research, and it's funny as I read some of my research to my wife, and I'm like, okay, I'm even searching. Look, this is the way I was searching. XBT. What is XBTO for dummies? I searched it like that. Like,
Yeah.
is there any place out there that'll break it down for somebody that does not understand finances and the financial world, right? But but I did a little bit of research. It seems like the basic concept is what they first were looking into was that they come from a finance background, and is that there's Bitcoin, but it's worthless if it's not liquid. And so they created a platform where you can make your Bitcoins liquid, so you can use it, so you can spend it. So pull it up right here, and we can actually look at it together a little bit. But it says they came into existence in 2015, and they're basically here liquidity to major trading platforms. So they are not a Bitcoin.
They're not a coin.
They are not a coin.
A cryptocurrency.
They're not a currency. And actually, Jorge Mas mentioned that in the announcement that because there's always a concern with crypto is that it's a volatile. So whether it goes up or whether it goes down, this company is in good shape because they've created a platform to manage cryptocurrency and help people with many avenues of that, and all those avenues I do not understand, but
well, yeah, because there's I think I forgot somebody had mentioned that there's only a certain 100 million people or something like that are into cryptocurrency right now, but the goal is for at least 1 billion people to get there, and there's a possibility that it can keep going up if more people get involved. If people like you and me get involved, that thing can keep going. So
well, and hopefully that's one of the missions of them sponsoring Inter Miami is making it so it is accessible and understandable to everyday Joes like us, So because until that happens, it's it's nothing to us,
Yeah.
right? Although I remember I saw on the news that there is a country, was it Chile or one of those?
Oh, El Salvador, I think it was. El
this-
Salvador.
I knew it was one of those Latin American countries. I couldn't remember which one has made it official, and you can actually go to like an ATM machine and get crypto or transfer crypto, do something with crypto.
Yeah,
So,
I think they bought like all these millions of.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's millions,
Interesting.
millions of dollars in Bitcoin. I think it was.
yeah. But
so-
but let's talk a little bit about the event. Oops, let me pop you in
There you go.
here.
There's Don Bear's right there. The guy in red. That's Don Bear.
Oh, okay. All right, so
It's
this is
Marco,
the event Southern Legion was invited to. All these supporters groups were invited to the event. Each supporters group was allowed to bring like 7 people or something like that. So it was a small group of select people that got to experience this and have some fun with it. And in the middle isn't that the
That's
CEO
the one next to Susio. Yeah, Susio's in the middle, and the other guy, the one that's hugging Marco, that's the guy in red. That's the CEO of the company. So, there were all these events that the supporters groups got to go to. That's one of the perks about being in a supporters group.
Right.
You get to go to these events. We haven't been to one of those events in a while, Peter.
No, we haven't. But
and it's because we decided, we need other people to experience them. I mean, Beckham's probably tired of seeing your ugly face.
I mean, it's more he's tired of seeing you and because every time you Google search Inter Miami and Beckham, you pop up with your bald head from back then.
That's true.
My pictures are just personal pictures, and I'm just one of thousands of people that are mobbing.
Oh, look at you! Look at you!
Mine's,
No, but that's so cool that they got to experience all that.
It is. It is cool. But the meat and potatoes of the deal.
I was going to ask you that. How much dinero moolah?
Right, with these guys, this is a cool pic of them celebrating as well. And then here's our buddy Higuain, sporting that, and it's a nice looking as far as just a shirt sponsor. That's a pretty good looking logo for a shirt sponsor. Sometimes you might get a logo that doesn't quite work, for you, and this one does.
Yeah, I showed my wife, and she wants me to get that to put on her jersey because she's got a brand new jersey from this year.
Yeah.
So she's like, find out where I can get that put on my shirt.
At the stadium. They'll do it at the stadium.
Cool.
So the deal is so I just watched on Franco Panizo's channel. I watched it again just to refresh what Jorge Mas said about the event. And what he said was that, now, he didn't say the value. Now, there is a dollar amount rolling around, but that is not a confirmed dollar amount. But the estimated value that people are saying is that's $4 to $5 million a year,
nice.
Which makes us one of the best deals in the league. I did a little bit of research on that. It looks like Seattle with their Zulily is worth about $6 million a year.
Oh, wow.
And most teams are getting around 3 to 4 million. So that's the average is around 3 to 4 million. Deal. So ours is somewhere around 4 to 5. So who knows if maybe it's leaning a little more towards the 5. And then Jorge said that it is here's where it's tricky. He said it's potentially a 4-year deal. And then right after that, he said, it's a 4-year deal with an option for more. So when he says potentially a 4-year deal, it makes you think it's a 3-year deal with a 4th option. But then he corrected himself and said it's a 4-year deal with potential for more. So
it sounds like a soccer deal, man. It sounds like, they signed a new player or something that's got an option.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he just said the word potential by mistake or what, but I mean, his exact words were potentially 4 years, and then said 4 to 4 years with option for more. So I guess you just take it at it's currently a 4-year deal. So you're talking about a 4-year deal for, let's say, around $5 million. They got themselves
which would be around the time that they're expecting Messi to come in.
Yeah,
so then they're going to get more money.
Some more money.
Exactly.
And
so that's what they thought about. They're like, okay.
And you would hope by the end of this deal that they also have a stadium in Miami that is a little bit nicer than the one we have in Fort Lauderdale, which the one in Fort Lauderdale is great. but the one in Miami should be better,
It is. I like it.
right?
It
And
should
so
be,
they
especially because we wouldn't have to go up so many stairs, Peter.
Well, you never know. I don't. Who knows how they build it? We get a
Hopefully they'll
workout.
have
That's for sure.
elevators.
We get a workout.
Yeah, we
that's
do
for
get a
sure.
workout going up them, at least on our side, because we're on the east side. There's no elevator, so and we decided to go kind of up high this year, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Miami Mac here is saying, and I saw that something like this. Francis Suarez is big into crypto. Their HQ was moved to Miami. I think it's tied to getting the stadium in Miami approved. Maybe as far as the approval. I don't know about that. But yeah, I did see, Suarez did kind of make a cry out to tech companies and specifically to crypto companies, inviting them to come to Miami. And,
a lot of them have.
XBTO answered the call. They moved their offices from New York to Miami. And when you go on their website, it looks like they also have offices in Paris, and they have some other places. But so it's and then also one of the cool things is that Jorge said, they have some really cool ways to bring it into the stadium. We'll see most of it next year. He said maybe as early as November if there's a playoff game with, who knows, after this weekend's game. But he talked about NFTs potentially, which is what non-fungible. I forget the exact word for it, but that's like the you're buying like video clips and things like that. That's those NFT things that's hot now in NBA and NFL, and he even talked about something about passing out coins or something like that. Maybe making some sort of coin that people get and all that. But
Interesting.
So, all right. But yeah, that's it for the deal. Hey, we've got some voicemails. So before we go too far off onto our other topics, and there's tons of conversation here. Let's listen to some of the podcasts, because some of these podcasts, some of these phone calls may take us back to the game, and you didn't want to talk about, but it may. So let's take a listen to one of our voicemails here. Oh, why is it? What's weird, Ed, is you and I we tested this out before the show, and it was working, and then once the show starts, it doesn't want to work.
There's always something that happens. It's always something, Peter Brown. I don't know.
And I've learned now what I need to do. I just need to click this thing on.
You're gonna have to tell me, so if that happens to me when I'm doing the other shows.
I click it on, then click it off, and then it works. So okay. Here, let's try it again.
This is Ted from Pompano Creek Fort, Miami Boulevard. So as far as the game goes, it just seemed like the Red Bulls were a lot faster at every position. Stronger, faster, bigger. I don't know if this is an anomaly. We'll have to see if this is just one strange game where they were tired, or if this is who they are. I thought Figal and LGP, Gonzalez Perez were terrible, but I'm going to give them a pass because they've been playing so well in the last 4 or 5 games previous to this. So let's see what happens. I know they're going to both be out the next game. So is anyone know if Shawcross is ready to play yet?
Nope, he is not.
They'll definitely need somebody. Okay, and also I feel like Robbie Robinson is regressing. I know he's injured also, but I don't know. Some of it isn't even just about his physical ability. Sometimes his decision making is pretty bad. But we'll see what happens. I still have optimism, a little bit of optimism, sort of, for the rest of the season. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I have a bigger issue that I don't understand, a geography question for you, Peter Brown from Pompano Creek Boulevard. How come if you're going through Fort Lauderdale, it turns into Wilton Manors, and then it turns into Oakland Park, and then it turns back into Fort Lauderdale if you're heading north from Miami? It doesn't make any sense because you have to go from Fort Lauderdale, through 2 other cities, and then you're back where Drive Pink Stadium is. Now, I looked on the map. I see what's going on. It doesn't make sense, though. It's like a weird little, I don't know, like they just carved out a little horseshoe or something for Fort Lauderdale. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense. I like my cities to be uniform. I don't like them to be zigzaggy. So, Peter, maybe you can explain that. And Ed, since you're in your car, probably, most likely, maybe
No, I'm
you
not.
could actually drive out there and tell me what's going on. Goodbye.
And fix it up.
Yeah, I don't have an answer for that. I don't have an answer. I'm not a map maker. I don't. I just. I think that's just the way it works. They probably. It's probably little things like they want to keep New River in Fort Lauderdale, and maybe like it curves into different towns and stuff like that. And you go, no, we want that to be Fort Lauderdale. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. I have no clue. But I don't know. I'm sure Miami's just as screwed up.
Yeah, it's kind of because, where I'm at right now, Peter, I'm by the zoo, and, it's part of unincorporated Miami.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still, when I write down the address, it says Miami, but I'm like, dude,
I'm familiar.
This is really not Miami. This is, I don't know what it is, to tell you the
Yep.
truth. So, why is it called Miami instead of, whatever this area should be, Richmond something, I don't know. So, who cares? That's what it comes down to. Who cares? We're talking about soccer here. Peter.
Well,
Ted
we do like to go off
get
on
over
tangents, and you could take me down a tangent easily, but I got nothing on roads. But I do have a question for you, Ed. I am actually familiar with living in an unincorporated Miami as well, because when I grew up right around where Dolphin Stadium is. And I went to Norland High School, Norland Middle. Actually, it was called Junior High back then. But that was considered unincorporated Miami back then. Now it's called Miami Gardens. But it was not its own city back then. It was unincorporated Miami when I was living there. And basically, when the stadium went up, my family said it's time to move out. But that's the way things go. So I was in unincorporated as well. But you living next to the zoo, Ed. Did they give you your own like cage or your own area there in the zoo? Can you like visit the gorillas anytime you want? I mean, what's the deal?
I do get the benefit of being able to go in there for free because I live so close to it. I can just walk in, no problem.
Yeah, nobody checks your ID. They
I
just
wish
go,
no.
Come on,
but
Ed.
I do see
Come on,
parrots. Remember when the hurricane happened? A lot of the animals got lost when the hurricane back in the day. And what's it called? I forgot which hurricane it was, but back in '92, I think it was. A lot of the animals escaped.
Yes, I remember.
And a lot of the birds, left. And there are parrots around here, man. There's a lot of weird sounding parrots and stuff. So they stuck around, and they're all over the place. So that's one of the benefits, I guess. They're like, oh, we're close to the zoo, but not that close.
I mean, it's a good zoo, but you can't go to that zoo at this time of the year. And the funny thing is, I was ready to move on to something else, but then One World, One Goal says, haha, zoo talk, Peter. And that just encouraged me to keep on going.
Oh, wow. Well, we're talking zoo here. We talk everything here.
Hey, man, it's a good zoo. It's a good zoo, but it is way too hot to go there now because there is no shade at that zoo. And
no, not too much. Unless you go to the bird area, there's trees around there.
Yeah. But then you got to watch out for bird poop. All right?
That's true. Bird poop all over the place.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on. And actually, Bruno did mention something that I had planned on mentioning, but the game's about to start. Romeo Beckham is getting a start tonight for Fort Lauderdale, so I'm interested to watch that game starting now. Don't go.
Don't leave us, guys. Don't leave us.
Do a 2-screen thing if you want.
Yeah, do two. You could do that.
I'll probably end up watching it just like tomorrow. I won't check the scores. I won't know what's going on. And don't ruin it for me here, guys.
Don't put the score
I'll watch
on
it later.
on
I'm
the chat
curious.
room.
I'm curious to see if he's any good because there is kind of talk and thought that it's nepotism at its greatest. We've got two sons on the team.
And you got Neville in there. You got Beckham.
Yeah,
dude, I want to buy one of those jerseys. How can
for Lauderdale
team? How can you?
Just give me a T-shirt or a hat. I'll be happy with that.
That's
I think it's so cool. Yeah, I would definitely rock a T-shirt with one.
Will he wear the Beckham 23?
I don't know. I don't know what number he wears. If he, I mean, I would think he'd want to carve out his own name a little bit and get your own damn number. But
Yeah.
all right. I don't know. I'm hoping the kid's good and that he's really earned his spot, because the concern is he taking away a spot from some local Miami kid maybe that would have had an opportunity playing for the USL club, so that we talked about that on a previous show. So we're not going to go too deep into that, but let's hope he's
hopefully
good.
he kicks butt and let's hope he kicks butt and he shoves it in our face and we don't
apparently
have to talk about this anymore.
Playing on the wing just like his old man did. So let's see if he can bend it like Beckham. Let's see if he looks good. And
good for him.
Yeah, and One World One Goal is asking the same thing as far as merchandise. Daniel Miranda's in, and he is saying he's wearing number 11 and Neville is number 6. Good.
Wow,
get your own number. Get your own number.
That's good. I like 11.
Nothing wrong with 11.
That's a good number.
All right, let's go to another voicemail here.
Oh.
What's up, Peter, Uncle Ed? It's Jonathan.
Long time.
Just about the game last night. I was actually there, and then last night it was pretty disappointing. And then after seeing Inter Miami win like 6 straight home games, it was pretty sad to see them lose 4-0 after 6 straight home games. And then some people said that it was actually a lot worse than the New England game, even though New England was 5-0. But it was cool because last night though I was in the supporter section, and then we were doing like the songs and like singing songs and dancing around. So yeah, it was pretty cool. And then my question was, even though there was not a man of the match, so not man of the match, who do you think played worse last night? So out of all the players, who do you think played really bad?
The worst.
Like who didn't play the way that they're normally known for playing? Like, I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, I got it.
Like, who do you think played really bad last night?
Got it. Yes, One World is saying, is that our Carranza? Yes. So I thought he was going down the path of saying who was the best. Maybe not, but he said who's the worst. I think that's actually a harder question, because when everybody is so bad, it's hard to pick who is the worst.
Yeah. Wow. I think the best could have been maybe McCoon, because he did that one save, but
that's not the question, Ed. That you chose the easy one. That's easy.
The worst. Wow. That's wow. They were all bad.
Yeah, here Esteban poses it correctly. Who played the less worst of the worst? That's who's played good. Is that what he asked? Mm-hmm. The less worst of the worst?
Yeah, play the less worst of the worst.
Oh, is that what he actually asked? I thought he was asking who was the worst.
The less worst of the worst. Uh-huh.
No, he asked who played the worst. He asked who played the worst last night, but and I would say who played the worst. I mean, I guess you got to. Part of me says you got to give it to the guy that got the red card, but he got a red card, and that's not good. But there was a
Futbol, yeah.
Yeah, there was a stat here that let me pull up. And let me give credit where the stat came from. So far, here we go. It's about the ref, and so this is from Ian Hest on Twitter. I'm not exactly sure who he is, but he's verified. So let's see who he is. Okay, so he used to work for ESPN,
the Heron outlet, soccer
did some
nerd.
News.
He's like us. Stuff. He's a nerd like us.
Yeah, did some news stuff. So he's connected maybe into the stuff. But anyways, so the referee was Guido Gonzalez. Guy's name was Guido for real. Wow. And we're now 1-1-2 when he's the referee. We've only 2 goals for. Both were last year against Cincinnati. 7 goals against, 2 reds, and 13 yellows when he's the ref. And the interesting thing is they averaged 2.4 yellows per game when not reffed by Gonzalez, 3.3 with him. A red in every 8.6 matches he doesn't ref, and every other match when he does ref.
Wow. So this guy's he's got it in for us, is what Ian's saying.
So yeah, so I mean, I thought that red card was super soft, and but it is what it is. Actually, I think I tweeted at one point, like, what happened? Because I didn't even see it. I was like, I mean, I was watching the game, but where did the foul happen? I didn't see the foul from where I was sitting, and so they, bad referee didn't help, but that doesn't really play a part in how slow the team looked. How slow the team looked. I mean, it could play a part in the outcome, but it didn't. It didn't. God is asking no dark mode on my computer. No dark mode. I got dark mode, but I think I have it set to like auto go to dark mode or something like that. Mac Talk. That's Mac Talk, Ed. Your phone can go dark mode. Your computer can go dark mode. All that kind of stuff. All right. So I mean, what did you could you pick one player that was worse than Figal? Because I'm saying Figal just because he got thrown out.
Yeah, I think Figal would probably get it because he's the one. I think we would have lost that game the way we were playing, no doubt. But I don't think it would have been 4-0.
You could also say Robbie Robinson, who didn't score a goal he should have scored. And I think Ted was saying
that could have changed things.
Yeah, Ted was saying he feels like that he's regressing. I don't know if he's regressing. He had a couple good games, and
right.
He looked like he was going in the right direction. We were all excited, and so was the whole team. And he's just kind of going through that normal ebb and flow.
Pizarro, you could say the same thing about Pizarro. He had a couple good games, and then he stopped.
Yep. And he did nothing.
Higuain, same thing. Higuain's had better days, but he looked like he was, like maybe it was a bad idea to give him that day, that rest, because he came back and he looked slower than he usually was. So
yeah,
I'm thinking maybe it was bad for Neville to give him the day off. He didn't, he just seemed like he was out of shape. Like maybe playing helps him, get better.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, and some thoughts here. Kata saying, worst, Morgan constantly beaten, terrible defense in the second goal. Bruno is thinking Higuain was pretty useless for this type of game. Yeah, they kind of, a couple times he had to try to run and stuff, and he doesn't have it.
Yeah,
Jet Pancake kind of agrees that maybe Robbie, because he was horrible.
It's just it's a terrible thing when the team plays bad. Let's hope that on Wednesday they rebound. Mm-hmm. And guys, I'm gonna bring. I can't go to the game on Wednesday, man. So what I'm gonna say right now, you guys leave a comment, not a chat, not in the chat. Leave a comment, and I will give you guys 2 tickets to go sit next to Peter Brown.
Oh no!
And watch the game. You get to sit next to Peter Brown.
You may not want that.
Yeah, because he can talk. If you want to watch the game, sit away from Peter Brown. But you guys, I'm going to give away 2 tickets to the best comment that you guys leave, not in the chat, but in the comments.
But Ed, people comment, but you got to, what do we do? Hashtag ticket so that that person wants the tickets.
Oh, yeah.
Because some people may post comments. Somebody might post a great comment, but they got tickets.
Yeah, right. So
hashtag ticket.
Hashtag ticket.
And a comment.
Just leave something witty, something cool that'll make us laugh, and the winner gets the tickets. 2 tickets to sit next to Peter Brown.
2 tickets to sit next to me. That's not necessarily a prize. It's not necessarily a prize.
Yeah, some people they're probably going to be like, well, we're going to find out if people are interested in the
Here's the thing, too. You may get somebody that wants the tickets, and I'll never even see them. That's what's going to happen, Ed.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that they will at least sit down with you for a little bit, take a picture, and you get to put it up. We'll put it up on social media.
I think the last time you gave some tickets away to one of our old Strikers buddies. I never saw them.
They never went.
I never saw them.
Yeah, they never. They never.
But I think they went to the game because I think they said
did go to the game.
I never saw them though.
They just said, you know what? I'm not going to sit
there. Peter.
I know who that Peter Brown is. He talks too much.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit.
Let's not sit next to him.
So, all right, we got one more voicemail.
All right, let's do it.
We got one more voicemail, and then we're going to talk a little bit about...
We still got to talk...
Chlore. We got to talk a little bit about Chlore. Let's listen to this voicemail.
What's up, Peter? Go ahead. I just have one more thing to say.
Oh.
So, following, how Nico Figal got 2 yellow cards to become a red in the first half, that just shows that, 1, he really did want to play, and 2, that our center backs or our defenders, like LGP and then Nico Figal, they weren't really playing. they didn't really want to play last night. Like they were just playing just to just take out all of the New York Red Bull players. So how does in your opinion, how does that affect our how does that look on Inter Miami center backs? Just they're not playing to play the game. They're playing just to basically just take out everyone.
I don't know if I would agree with that they're there and they don't want to play. I don't see it that way. I think you saw the entire team. Like I said, they looked like they were running in water or running in quicksand. They were all slow to react, sluggish. They thought they would have time on the ball and they didn't. And I don't think it was just our center defenders. I think the entire team looked like that. So I wouldn't call them out and say they didn't want to play. I mean, Figal didn't go and purposely get 2 yellows just so he can have the night off.
Right.
I mean, to me, that's...
I think it was just one of those days. They were tired. They've had a lot of games in a row. And even though like I said, they gave, Higuain time off so he can recuperate because he's older or whatever, he still played terrible. Maybe it was a bad idea to, he should have at least put him on the bench or something. I don't think he even flew to that one game.
No, he didn't.
So, bad idea. And all around it, we just sucked. It was just a bad day, and I don't know if it was the pressure of the New Jersey sponsor or something, but in the end of the day, we lost.
Yeah, and you could say tired. Here was the argument: is tired legs. They played 3 games in 1 week. So did Red Bulls, though. They played 3 games in 1 week. However, I think the average age of Red Bull is somewhere around 22 to 23. Our average age is, I think, around 27. Now, of course, we have a couple players that really bring up that average. 2 or 3 players that really 2 players in particular that bring it up, Matuidi and Higuain, but or both Higuains. So 3 players. And then we have plenty of young players. But there could be a little bit of, hey, we got cocky, start believing the hype a little bit. And this is a reality check. And this isn't the end of the world. I mean, it's not like we should all just Wednesday's going to be a tough game. It's against Nashville. Nashville's playing really well.
Very well. They're in second place right now.
Yeah. And
they're a new team just like us.
Right. Nashville's right now in second place. And we're currently sitting down here in 9th, but we're only 3 points out.
Yeah. Well, this is a game that we should have won, Peter. I mean, look at that. You don't even see the New York Red Bulls on that list.
Yeah, and I want to actually click over to here because I do know that Orlando and Philadelphia, damn it. Orlando and Philadelphia were playing, and I don't think it's final. I don't know if it's final yet or not. Did they finish playing? But 3-1, Philadelphia beat
Orlando.
Yeah, it's final. So they beat Orlando. That doesn't help us either. We want right now. We want Orlando to continue beating those guys because if we go back to the standings, Philly is where's Philadelphia? I'm missing them.
Well, they're in 7th.
Oh yeah, Philadelphia's in 7th. And so we would preferred in this situation for Orlando to win, so that that gap didn't grow.
Right.
Because I think we were still, as of earlier today, I think we were still in 8th place. Now we're in 9th because of that loss. So Orlando's not helping us because they're all of a sudden they're crap in the bed at the end of the season.
They threw that game just to mess with us.
I wouldn't go that far.
Bastards. I will. I'm just saying.
I have seen some people post that though.
That's why I said it, because I saw people post it.
Yeah.
So. But I don't think that's the case. But whatever the case is, we need to keep winning so we can stay in close and sneak in. At this point,
we just want to get. I would like for the team to get into the playoffs, but at the same time, you could argue, is getting into the playoffs a false sense of security? Like they're going to come out and they're going to, if they make it in the playoffs, they're likely to be one and done.
Right.
Let's be
Right,
honest.
right.
We hope not, but that's
yeah.
reality.
I just want the extra game.
Right.
To
But
say,
it
oh,
won't.
we're in
It
the
wouldn't.
playoffs.
But because we're gonna barely eke our way into the playoffs, it won't be a home game.
Right, right.
It's gonna be a road.
We're
game.
not gonna. Yeah, we're probably not gonna get home games.
No, and so it's gonna be a road
So-
game, and if we get in, and it's still you like to see your team, but we want to see them in person better. So is it better to not make the playoffs and really look at this year as a total failure? Or because if they just get in the playoffs, they're going to pound their chest and go, "Hey, we made the playoffs. It's an accomplishment. Right. We made the playoffs."
Well, I'd like to be a team that will forever make the playoffs. We already made it once, so I wanted bragging rights. At least say, okay, yeah, we sucked, but we still made the playoffs.
So yeah, I want to make the playoffs. I think I made that clear last year, and we were talking with Esteban about it. He was trying to make some points. I want the team to make the playoffs. It shows progress, right? It shows that and when I say it shows progress, not from last year, it just shows progress from this year that we sucked so bad that we still somehow made our way into the playoffs. That's an accomplishment. Great. But I also don't want the team to feel good about themselves. I want them to be realistic and realize that we still got a ton of work to do. But anyways, we could talk about that forever. We do need to talk about this last bit here, that our research that we did, our crack research that was these two books here, these two books said it all. Miami and London, Japan and Bolivia are gone, and it was made official that Jorge Mas, he put up some money. Him and his brother put up some money to buy a chunk more of the team. Plus, they got a investment company to come in and invest about $150 million into the team. And so I am sure the investment company, and I forgot the name, Ares, I think it was, they're probably going to be similar to like the way my wife's company that she worked for had an investment company. And the investment company was a silent partner. They just gave the company money to make the company better, right? And it only became an issue when they didn't feel like the ownership was really doing a proper job, and that's when the investment company stepped in and took control, right? Because they said you're misusing our investment. But for the most part, investment companies are just there because they think it's a good investment. They want to make some money. They're not interested in running a team at all.
They see the potential there. There's a talk about all these players that might show up eventually, so they're banking that those things are going to happen and that they're going to be able to make their money back somehow, some way. Right. And the books, Peter said everything. Going back onto topic because
we need to get some credit on that right there, because that was some sleuth work on our part, and we were right, because that was yeah. And this let's go down the memory lane a little bit and just I know I've bagged on Clorea a couple times for turning on his partners and this and that, but let's just forget about all that and just talk about his contribution to getting us here. Because if it wasn't for this man, we would not have a team. You and I were both here this night lifting a glass, and if I remember correctly, I'm not sure if this is the night, Ed. Is this the night where I talked his ear off and everybody was mad because I spoke to him too much?
It was at Fido.
And people thought I was like interviewing him. They're like, Peter's sitting there interviewing him.
Yeah, what's up with that? And what did you talk to him about, by the way? Yeah, you guys were talking for a little bit.
It's not often you get a chance to just sit in there, share a beer with a billionaire. And
he bought us shots. That was awesome.
And it's not my fault if I talked more than other people. They could, if they're in a group, they could get a word in. But I talked his ear off, man. I talked his ear off. That was like several years ago. It took a long time to get here. But if it wasn't for him, we would not be here. So, and then you could also say if it wasn't for Jorge Mas, we would not be here, because the team, they were about to give up.
They were that close to giving up. But we got to, give props to Marcelo Claure, who always believed in South Florida. Back in the day, you and I and Julio Caballero, who's really the guy that that never gave up, because we were giving up. Julio Caballero was always the guy that was like, let's send emails to people, all the billionaires, and we got a list out of all the billionaires in Florida. And I sent some. I think we only got like 3 responses. We got it from the current owner of the Dolphins, Ross. He actually answered. Marcelo was the other one that answered. And there was another guy who I forget his name. He was owner of one of the premiership teams back in the day. I forgot which team it was. He was a Croatian guy. That's all I remember. They responded. They were interested. But the only guy that really stuck it out was Marcelo Claure. And, and Peter, there was a time when we were handing out flyers and stuff back in the Barcelona days.
I should have pulled up a picture. There is a picture that pops up on my Facebook feed every year, and sometimes I reshare it. And it's a picture of me and Julio Caballero, who was the president of Southern Legion, now retired. It was he and I at a FIU football game with a box, and the box of all things is like Dove candy bar box, but there were all these flyers that they printed out that had Beckham's picture on it. It had maybe Donovan's picture on it. It had a few different MLS bigwigs on the players, and just promoting MLS coming to Miami. And that's all it was. And this was more at the time when he was pushing with Barcelona, and we were passing out these flyers at this FIU football game. I forgot who they were playing, but and so it was kind of chilly. Me and Julio are wearing our jackets and everything like that. But that was like 10 years ago or something like that.
Right.
And
so that's how long it's been. It's and us longer, because we were looking for to always bring Miami a soccer team. But Marcelo Claro was the guy that answered the call and had the same. He had the dream of bringing a team to Miami, and he wasn't a billionaire back then. I think, Peter, was he?
I don't know. I mean, he was richer than I was.
Than us.
by a million, several million. So
but he had
least,
the vision,
maybe even billions.
And even when the Barcelona thing didn't happen, he told us,
kept trying.
Yeah, I'm not giving up.
Right. Mm-hmm. He went quiet for a little while, but never gave up. The whole thing with Barcelona didn't happen mainly because the economy crashed, and so that didn't happen. But a handful of supporters, you and me, Julio, and a few other guys, were basically Clore's guerrilla team. Right? We were going. I remember we also went to. Up here in Broward, we went to, and also down at Kendall Soccer Park, we went to soccer events. Like whenever they'd have like a soccer tournament, and we'd go and pass out these flyers to soccer tournaments. And so that's why when Ed and I talk about we've been there from the beginning, we really were there from the early days. So, we thank him. We thank him for just sticking with it. And I wish he would have stuck with it. And I wish he didn't have a falling out of some sort with his partners, but at the end of the day, he got us here, and he also made a pretty penny because he invested a handful of millions and got a big bunch back, because the evaluation of the club is now somewhere around $600 to $650 million. That's not how much they put in. So it was a smart investment by him and Masa-san at this point. You just look at it as an investment, and it was a smart investment on his part.
They made their money back.
Big time.
They did well. They did well on this, and the thing is, we're forever grateful for his efforts, for his vision, for finally making the contact with David Beckham to get this thing rolling.
Yeah, there was that picture of them at the Miami Heat game. Remember that?
Yeah, that was iconic. Yeah, when what's the name of LeBron guy, said hi to Beckham, and it went all over the place. And we were actually there. We were outside. We didn't get to go inside, but we were told that Beckham was going to come out. He never came out, and so that kind of sucked, because there were actually some media people that were there with us, and they're like, "I thought you guys said that he was going to come out." Well, that was the idea. He was going to come out, but things must have changed when we were inside. Because actually, I think Marcelo had told us that he was going to come out through there, but it didn't happen. Usually, when Marcelo told us to be somewhere, we were there, and Beckham would show up or whatever. So it always happened. So I think that was the only time it didn't work out. But yeah, Peter, props to the guy. Good looking for whatever he does. He still has two teams. He's got Girona, I think it's called.
And Bolivar.
And Bolivar, yeah, he's got a team in Spain, and he's working on Bolivar. I saw that they're going to create a stadium for Bolivar, because I think they're still playing at the national stadium. So he's got he loves soccer. He's still involved in some way. But yeah, it's heartbreaking that he's one of his dreams was to bring a team to Miami, and he's no longer involved. So
and let's be honest, he's not here that much anymore either. He's not in Miami all that much. He's all over the world. I think he's up in New York now more than any place else. But then he's been over in Tokyo, I think, for a while, and then he was in Europe for quite a while, posting a lot of European pictures, and it wasn't just like a little vacation. He was there for a while. So hey Ed, before the show's basically over, but I want to since we try to always get to all the voicemails, and one came in about 14 minutes ago that I just now saw. So let's play one more voicemail. Let's finish it off the show with this voicemail. Don't know. Sometimes it shows a transcript. This one did not show a transcript, so I got no clue. So let's check it out. Oh, it's not playing again. Let me do my little trick. I keep saying
and by the way, we're gonna try to. We're gonna do our best to try to talk to Marcelo on the show.
After a little time goes by, we might have an opportunity.
We might be able to get him on. I'd like to hear what.
Hey guys, how are you today? This is Gabe. Yeah, man, horrible game. I think that we need to do better. The team was tired. I don't understand the rotation that Phil was talking about, because the team was exhausted, and then I think that we need to do better. I was gonna say what happened to Ascona, what happened to why are the kids not playing more? I understand that you guys are not big fans, especially Peter. Not a big fan of Ascona. He wants him to grow, but
I want to see him play.
I mean, to be honest, I think that we needed something there on the left or in the middle. Chapman is doing good. He should play on Wednesday. And nothing. I think that we need to do better and play harder, Thank you guys. Good show. Also, Vegan is in the starting lineup, and no Ascona. Ascona's not with the team, so maybe that says something. Luchi Gonzalez just got fired, so maybe someone to keep on the future since he's from Miami.
Yeah, I saw Luchi Gonzalez got fired. I saw that just before we started the show. I thought about talking about that, but we just had so much other stuff to talk about. But yeah, Luchi Gonzalez. I remember seeing Luchi Gonzalez play for Miami FC, the Traffic-owned Miami FC, the older version of Miami FC that later turned into the Fort Lauderdale Strikers. But Luchi played for that club in its first year. I think it was only the first year, maybe the second year too, but I know he did in the first year. But yeah, he just got fired, and that team's. They just got beat 3-2 against Houston, and then they let him go. He was like the hot new coach there for a bit, and he came up from their academy system. It would be cool to bring him in. I don't think you'd bring him in to enter Miami as a replacement for Phil after he just. But he was given a lot of credit for the development of Dallas's youth teams, that whole academy structure. He was credited for that that he had a large part to do with that. So bring him over for some of that stuff maybe, and then see if he can work his way back up into something more prominent as like an assistant or something like that maybe. But yeah, it'd be cool to see him. But as far as his other comments, I have nothing against Azcona. I would love to see him play. I don't know why he thinks that I don't like him. But I've actually asked, like on some games when we're not playing well, why not throw him in there? Give him some minutes. I mean, we got nothing to lose. But there's definitely some players that are on Fort Lauderdale that we should see, over on, it's like Sam Guideri. I think he's. I'm not sure if he's injured or not, but he's signed with Inter Miami, but has also played with Fort Lauderdale as well. So I don't know. We need some help in the back. But Kata is saying Azcona is in the doghouse. I don't know why that may be, but yeah, he did get playing time in the beginning of the year and not so much anymore. So I don't know.
Well, I hope he didn't go and party or something and ruin it for himself. Because that's, sometimes young kids will do that. So
yeah, that is true. Well, let's wrap it up, Ed. Tough game on for Wednesday night. Let's see what the boys got against Nashville. I know you're going to end up missing that game, but you are going to give away your tickets. So somebody...
Two tickets, guys. So leave a cool comment after this video is over. Leave a cool comment, make us laugh, or just be original, and we will give you those 2 tickets. You get to sit next to Peter Brown. No, Peter Brown. There you go, Peter Brown. That guy right there.
Yeah. Look, because otherwise I'm just going to be there by myself, right? I need somebody to hang out with. I need some friends. Yeah. So
he needs friends. So
I need some friends, guys. So come hang out at the Inter Miami game with me. And maybe I'll buy you a beer.
Best comment wins, and we will contact you, I guess, through your YouTube and or social media, and we'll give you the tickets.
Esteban is saying, "I'll take them. No need to raffle them." No, Esteban, you're gonna have to work.
I'd love to see Esteban. Yeah, but come on,
you're gonna have to work for it a little bit.
Yeah, work a little bit, man.
So again, don't post a comment here right now because
not on the chat.
These comments kind of. They disappear. I mean, they're there when you watch this back and everything, but we need a comments after that stay there, and that way we can review and we can actually contact you.
All right.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for all the great comments. You guys made it fun, and all the great calls. A lot of good calls, and also thanks to Caneswear. You want to get the new shirt, go to Caneswear. I already did alert them. I alerted them a couple days in advance about the shirt sponsor. I knew it was coming. I didn't know what the sponsor would be, but I knew it was coming, and so I kind of already gave them a heads up. So hopefully they're working on getting that shirt as well. As of right now, I don't know if they have it. But they do have a great selection of other Inter Miami t-shirts and hats and stickers and magnets and flags and all kinds of cool stuff. So whatever you want, they got it.
Goodies.
So thanks so much to them, and thanks so much to you guys for playing along with us tonight. And we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.